What's up everybody, welcome to Liverpool Fan in Japan with the Miyazaki man Sai. So we've just done in Luton, 4-1 at Anfield. Tricky, tempestuous, obviously 1-0 down at half time. And then we came roaring back, we were plucky, we ploughed on, we got our goals, a bit of calmness, a bit of composure. And Klopp's trademark second half team talk did the trick. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. With this lovely dessert, what is this? This is Dom Remy. So this is, I guess, a Japanese take on a traditional trifle. A little angel shortcake, a bit of strawberry. Let's open this up and have a look what I'm talking about. So ultimately, it was a game of two halves. In the first half, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know the tactics the Luton are going to come up with. There's a bit of mishmash of everything, and the performance was just all over the place. A bit of everything, right? But then when Klopp gets an opportunity to see what opposition are doing in the first half, adjust appropriately. You reach half-time, his trademark team talk, geeing the team up, keeping them calm and composed, telling them the strategic values and just to plough on with what we planned. It takes significant strength for a player. Obviously, you're on a rush, you're desperate, you feel pressured when you're going behind. Just stick to the game plan and stick to the tactics. And if you follow Klopp's words, it's all smooth, luxurious, creamy custard, baby. Game of two halves. Plough through the first half and the second half is smooth sailing. In fact, as a statistic, we've earned 22 points from a losing position this season. My goodness, that's over 7 games worth of points won in the second half. Absolutely monstrous mentality monsters. This is why I think we'll win the league, because it doesn't matter which player's injured, which personnel starts is on the bench. We always come up trumps. Mentality monsters, you come on, perform the function that Klopp wants of you. As long as you deliver that function to the best of your ability, good things will happen, because Klopp actually is a tactical mastermind, and this season of all seasons, his final season, he has a chance to show his strategic prowess because he has the squad, the personnel, the skill set and abilities and the youth coming through, the heart and the energy in order to fulfill this. And it's all built on the back of Emperor Wataru Endo-san, because Endo-sama wa absolutely sugoi subarashi tensai. I'm saying genius, amazing, superb. Run out of superlatives for him, because him alongside Alexis McAllister give the basis for everything good that we want to do. I mean, did you see that delicious take, turn, dribble through the lines, chip over ball to Lucho Diaz? That shows everything Endo is about in one package. Get the ball, drive through the lines, dribble into space, look up with vision, dink a ball over the top, Pirlo-esque, onto Lucho Diaz, who should have finished it for an absolute peach of a goal. But unfortunately, Lucho Diaz didn't do it. He needed quite a few chances. He eventually got his goal. His dad was celebrating. It's good to see. His family is still in Liverpool. Hope to stay safe, you know, stay blessed and all that. Yeah, Endo, monstrous. Gave an outstanding performance. Similarly, Alexis McAllister, my goodness, did you see how many balls he won back in that game, and straight away turn and put us on the front foot again? Luton just did not have an answers for our quick penetrating balls, all built on the back of Endo and McAllister. But a special word for Gravenberch as well. He completed 100% of his dribbles. He was very, very incisive this game. This is not something you associate with Gravenberch. People talk about his body language, languid style, long legs. He was incisive. He was a key part of this midfield, and my goodness, a balance of Endo, McAllister and Gravenberch, the penetrative runs of Endo and Gravenberch, the playmaking ability of McAllister and Endo, the silky ball playing skills, retainment and first touch of all three of them, but ability to operate in anywhere in midfield, because Gravenberch, although he's not going to be the most deep-lying one, is given the platform to really roam free and do his thing because of Endo and McAllister's presence, who can do a double pivot, single pivot, and finding each other in and amongst the lines as well. That midfield is pure gravy, special gravy. Gravenberch, cheers for that performance. Now, one thing I want to mention as well is Anfield came alive to roar the team on and support the team. We really need Anfield at full capacity, absolutely shouting from the heavens, because this is Klopp's ultimate final chapter. We need to write the most glorious chapter we can. Contribute every way you can in the stands, singing the songs and roaring the team on. In that regard, the players respond. Kelleher has been performing week in, week out. He's an able deputy to Alisson, obviously injured for a while now, a recurrence of the hamstring injury apparently. However, the first goal, perhaps he could have done a bit more, but that kind of deflection, that kind of ball, it really could have gone anywhere really, and unmarked in the back post. What do you expect? Simple goal for them. Joe Gomez perhaps could have been a bit more touch tight, lost a man in that occasion, but you would have expected perhaps Kelleher to clear the lines in that occasion. But then again, we are the masters of coming back as a team effort. We should have defended him better as well. Overall, decent performance from Kelleher, and he starts the cup final, and we're going to need him to have a big performance because it is a cup final. He'll make himself a legend. He's already on the trophy wall as a keeper who's won something, as is Adrian San Miguel. Then we go into Connor Bradley. So Connor Bradley, defensive unit in a right back slot, going up and down, transitioning to midfield as well. He's very, very able, very, very technical. He's surprisingly good technically as well. So the teammates trust him in the ball. But the fact that he can win those clean tackles and set us off again is a huge attribute. And he almost scored a misdirected, deflected kick. The keeper's trailing leg saved him there. But Connor Bradley is actually a goal threat. He actually gets a fair amount of shooting opportunities in pretty decent spaces. Very, very surprised by his all-around game because he can really invert into multiple positions and cause havoc. He's an athlete. He's technically good. He's got a good football brain and IQ as well. He's got a great engine on him. Really, really impressed by him. It's his position to lose now. Trent has to work his way back in, but there are occasions when we need Trent's technical prowess in terms of unlocking and unpicking a defence against teams that sit deep. Konate had a well-deserved rest thanks to the prominence of Jarell Quansah, who can slot in on any given game. Quansah did okay, perhaps not as dominant as his partner Van Dijk in this occasion, but steady Eddie, done the job, done good. In the absence of Joel Matip, Quansah is actually taking the ball and progressing the ball through the line, so it's really, really good to see. Maybe he can evolve that attribute. It'd be a fantastic attribute to have, I tell you that. Van Dijk, monstrous. He should have scored 2 goals. Right? Monstrous header from that position, diving into the position where McAllister taking the ball. So my dad used to say, why is the player not in that space? Why not go there? There's no one there marking. Well, I used to tell him, you can't go there in the beginning because someone will mark you. You've got to run into that space and hope that your teammates have worked on in training the delivery to put the ball into that 6-spence space where you can go and attack it and absolutely hoof it with the head into the back of the net. One came off. One was well saved as well. Van Dijk, a monstrous performance, captain's performance, led by example and got us back into the game. Now, Joe Gomez, left-hand side, we had the Gomez left back, Connor Bradley right back, situation that we had to cover with injuries, obviously to Robertson, to Trent, to Tsimikas, etc. Gomez had a so-so game. He didn't get on the ball as much as I would have expected, and obviously without that left foot, the first time deliveries just aren't an option, but he was solid enough. Lost his man for the first goal, but overall dependable game, and we're going to need Joe Gomez fit between now and the end of the season and adding his value and contributions as well. I'm really glad he's having a sustained run of games, building up that form and fitness and confidence, and not just, you know, being written off as a bit part, out from the cold, bad performance kind of player. Joe Gomez is an essential part of Liverpool's squad and he's homegrown. Never complains. Key man, key man. Then we come to the midfield. So I've already touched on Wataru, Endo and McAllister giving that base, that double pivot. But McAllister is the one that really shone out in this game because he was a goal threat in terms of attacking the box, making those progressive runs, because Endo gave him the platform to freely go into that right half space channel where he absolutely drilled a cross in and Gakpo bravely got his head on it. And what a cool celebration. Mr. Gakpo. I see you, Gakpo. Cody-san. Yes. And saying that, McAllister is starting to work his way back into those offensive transitions and finding those pockets of space to make an impact. He can release the ball quickly, he can turn over the ball high up, and he can win the ball deep as well and play the ball through the lines. An absolute gem of a player. You tell anyone in the Premier League who has better value for money, forget value for money, who's the better player? Caicedo, McAllister. You know what I'm talking about. One's a World Cup winner. And then Gravenberch, right? Gravenberch is still finding his feet and finding his role, but this platform of Endo and McAllister progressing as well, and Gravenberch being the one who can make progressive runs through the lines and offensive darting runs and being the dummy runner for the late run into the box as well. He can always shift and open a chance for a shot or a pass. Eventually, when he can shift that momentum and get that through ball in, he will be decisive in the final third as well. But remember, he did not have a full preseason, so he's having to adjust on the fly as he's picking up the game time, the match time, and the training as well. But huge potential, sky high talent, and he should be judged as a youngster coming in, not this world-class prodigy talent that everyone is thinking and labelling him. He's in the same bracket as Connor Bradley, Jarell Quansah, even people like James McConnell, Bobby Clark. He's in that generation, that mould, right? Elliott is in that mould as well, because you forget how many minutes Elliott has played. 100th performance, right, in the Liverpool shirt. Amazing work ethic, coming up and down the lines, playing right wing, playing right-sided 8, tracking back, pressuring, pushing, doing everything that he can. Klopp alluded to the fact that he's a little bit of an emotional player, right? When we go behind, he's trying too hard, trying to rush the situation, trying to play the perfect thing. Sometimes just needs to take a step back and appreciate his own technical and talented gifts and utilise them to the best of the situation. And deservedly, he got a goal in the end. And speaking of that goal, who made that goal? Jayden Danns, right? Jayden Danns straight away with the Cruyff shuffle to left-hand space and the outside of the foot, playing a through ball to Gakpo, who I believe could have taken a touch and shot it, right? But he let it run across. Defender cleared it out. Elliott picked up and slotted it in, top corner, composed, technical finish. Precision finish, right? Passed into the top corner. Very good. But the youngsters picture that I saw, right? Was it Danns, Bobby Clark, McConnell, Elliott. The youth is absolutely outstanding. What's really, really good is they come from a good genetic pool. So I heard that his dad, his papa, was a former player as well, as was Bobby Clark's, as are many of our youngsters and talent coming through, which means that it's not just the genetics that, you know, obviously it might have a part to play in some of the talent that they inherited, but it's the strict discipline, it's the regime, it's the lifestyle of a footballer, what to expect, the experiences, how to overcome adversity, those difficult situations, what to do in particular situations, how to get yourself through the ranks, get yourself noticed from the coaches, what to do day in, day out. It's that kind of professional ethic that you only get having walked those shoes, if you know what I mean. So we're very well versed with a lot of talent coming through, and they are making an impact. Obviously, a lot of them have actual game metrics already. Quansah with a goal, Quansah with an assist, McConnell with an assist, for example. Bobby Clark coming on being tenacious. He was the first one trusted, replacing Gravenberch, snapping into the challenges, snapping into the tackles, running, bursting, high intensity pressure and presses, well-rounded player. I'm really enjoying this youth lineup. Obviously Ben Doak being injured, but he would have been one of those as well that would have been very, very exciting. In the absence of Salah, he would have been a legitimate option as well. Harvey Elliott is covering that right half space very, very nicely, cutting inside, doing his pseudo Salah imitation. Very, very good, because Salah is his inspiration, right? Very similar type of players. And then a word for Cody Gakpo up front, right? So how many of you guys, let me know in the comments below, when you saw no Nunes, no Salah in the squad, right? Day by day, checking their muscle injuries, seeing how they progress, not even in the squad as an option, seeing that youthful bench, right? And have Cody Gakpo, who half and puff can shoot off both feet, will always be good for getting into a goal scoring chance. I mean, even if he doesn't score, he has the same knack as Nunes for getting into an opportunity to get a chance that you'd expect. And more often than not, hopefully he hits the target, and more often than not will result in a goal. And you need those goal opportunities to be sliced out of scenarios to create those goals, and Gakpo provides that for you. He's a good target man, a good front man with a good touch. Once his confidence is up, he has enough attributes to be a good Liverpool player. He may not start all the time, but he can start, and he will get the goals. Is that 2 in 2 now? Very, very nice from Cody Gakpo. Lucho Diaz, Duracell Bunny, up and down everywhere. Obviously dropping into the left-sided 8 slot, half space, receives the ball, touches, gets himself into the game. He should have scored. He needs to be a little bit more clinical. He is that kind of maverick, right? You kind of Mahrez, a kind of Rafinha kind of player, Curicella. This player who can go on hot streaks, but is always an attacking threat. Every time he gets the ball, he drives the opposition, makes something happen, cuts inside. Now he's going around the outside, and he's got the left kind of foot to touch himself, to brace himself into position to shoot with the right foot as well. He can shoot off both feet, but actually he's very well versed and very well balanced, and we need his energy. He's humble for a talented, silky dribbling winger. He's very, very humble, does the hard work and the hard yards, and keeps going and scores so many late goals. Have you noticed that Lucho Diaz keeps scoring the 3rd goal, the 4th goal, the 2nd goal after an extended period, maybe the 90th minute? He plucks and plucks and plucks, and you don't want to be facing him for 90 minutes, because my goodness, even the thought of that makes me tired, makes me fatigue. Scaretayo. Or in Miyazaki Ben. This is not actually the word Japanese people may be familiar with in Tokyo, but Hindaleta. Hindaleta is a Miyazaki Ben, right? Miyazaki dialect lingo, like scowls, or a Scottish accent, right? Or Mancunian accent, that kind of thing, or a Cockney accent. You've got little lingo and slang. Hindaleta is Scareta, but in Miyazaki, Kyushu down south. Now, a quick word on Thomas Tuchel's departure at the end of the Bayern Munich season, and them publicly announcing Alonso as their first choice. Doesn't matter if Alonso is their first choice. Alonso will be a lot of clubs' first choice. You ask Portsmouth who they'd have, they'd take Alonso any day. First choice, of course, right? It's up to Alonso to choose. He has that family connection. His son, I believe, is a Liverpool supporter as well. He's got treasured memories here. He spent his more glorious and glowing years here. He won titles in Bayern Munich as well, but I think of that connection. If it's offered to him, he will more or less take it. It'd be very interesting to see what happens at the end of the season. Tuchel's a non-factor. He'll never be a Liverpool manager. Too hot-headed and too controversial and decisive as well. Not a long-term project manager. I think Alonso fits the bill. Bayern Munich's vacancy, it'll be a non-factor really. It'll be Alonso's choice ultimately, and we'll see what he chooses. Additionally, with Cade Gordon and Inyoni on the bench as well, the youthful vibe of this team is very, very vibrant. So I'm going to make a video on Liverpool 2.0 under Alonso, under De Zerbi, under Amorim, under all the different coaches, and how they set up and what I'd expect to see day in, day out in the training ground, on the pitch and formations as well. You don't want to miss it. In fact, this particular video has given me a lot of inspiration for things I want to talk about in terms of a good gene pool and a good academy coming through for Liverpool 3.0 and 4.0 and the future as well. But additionally, also the tactical setup that I think Xabi Alonso would set up in Liverpool, and I do not think he'll play 3-5-2, and I'll tell you why. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Lots of content, substance in abundance, this channel, and like it. Helps the video get seen, beat that YouTube algorithm. The views are coming back up now. Thank you. Domo arigato minasan. Once again, see you guys next time. We're top of the table, well deserved, special gravy mix. We've got the Big Mac and Emperor Endo onto the cup final, win the first cup, continue our quest for the quadruple, the historic quadruple, never been done before. Klopp's final glorious chapter. Really enjoyed that Luton match. You can never count us out. We are title contenders, clawing our way. No matter who starts in 11 or comes off the bench, they have a part to play, and that is why we are Liverpool. Ciao.